Hi, I'm Stephen Doughty.
And I'm Stella Creasy, and this is the House Rules. And this week, Stephen is back.
I am. Stella did try to replace me with an older, more handsome model.
But he is a lord. He is a lord.
He is a lord of the realm. He is a peer of the realm indeed. But no, it's good to be back.
We were trying to get an amendment through on a piece of legislation that would have forced them to identify what capacity there is to help these children, and also to treat them by the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. I mean, obviously an incredibly controversial thing to want to do, to treat children with fairness and dignity.
We had what we thought were quite a number of people who were willing to rebel on the government side, to actually vote with a cross-party group of people who'd signed the amendments. But unfortunately, some of them didn't come through and vote with us today. They felt that the government had made some concessions. We didn't think that they did. The government won by 20 votes. It's a really slim majority in the House.
Basically,
really disappointing.
If 10 people had voted a different way, we would have been able to put real pressure on the government to reopen the Dove scheme and help child refugees. 10 votes in it. I can't lie, it's really frustrating because we're really worried about those children. We know there are kids safe in the UK because of the Dove scheme. Not my words, the words of the UK Trafficking Commissioner. We're not giving up. We're already looking at ways that we can keep the pressure up on the government, new amendments that we can table.
We've just heard the bells ringing, and then we've heard from the Lords there's been a success, and that they've won a victory on the whether or not there'll be a binding final vote on the issue in Parliament. The government's been a bit hazy on this issue for some time. We talked about this in previous episodes of the House Rules. But what that means now is that there are two things that the Lords seem to have secured changes to in this bill. Those are now going to come back to the House of Commons, probably on Monday, in a process that's called ping pong.
Called ping
it's
pong.
actually called ping pong, where the Lords send something back to us, and then we will have a chance to vote on it. So another crucial vote on that Article 50 bill. You thought it was over, it's not yet. And actually,
this is the bit where
we have a chance.
Theresa May said it would be deal or no deal. So basically, her way or no way at all. No way at all means falling back on World Trade Organization rules, which frankly would be catastrophic for our economy. The Lords have secured an amendment that says, no, she can't do that. Now, the government have already said they want to oppose that, but it's going to come back to Parliament next week, and we'll certainly be voting to keep that clause in to make sure that we get the best deal for Britain. Also, Brexit has a big impact on the third big thing that's happening for us this week, which is the budget.
The budget. Now, the budget, they outline the spending plans, they outline the financial changes they're going to make, for example, changes in taxation and duty rates and so on.
So when you might start worrying about whether the price of whiskey or beer or petrol or cigarettes,
or what's going to happen to your pension, or what might be going to happen to income tax or national insurance contributions, any of these issues.
Or money for the NHS, money for social care. We don't know what's in the budget. We're opposition MPs.
And there's a team of people behind the scenes
furiously calculating.
Get the documents and are furiously looking in, checking out what does this line mean, what does this actually mean. Obviously, what the government's tactic often is to hide the things they don't want you to know about in the small print.
And the footnotes. Check the footnotes.
Always check the footnotes, always check the appendixes. There's always interesting little nuggets in there. As ever, we really welcome your questions, your comments. If you've got things we'd like us to talk about in future episodes, please do get in touch. We're hoping to have some other special guests on soon, people who've offered to join us, and if you like what
I'll add them to Stephen rather than replacing him.
Exactly, that's a good idea. But if you like what you're seeing, you want to see more, please do subscribe if you're on YouTube, or follow us, share us through our Facebook, like our videos. You can follow below, and we'll see you next time.
Please do make sure that you tell your MP thank you if they voted for New Clause 14 of the Children's Social Work Bill to help those child refugees, or ask them to think again and join the campaign to help the child refugees when the bill comes back again, because we're not going to give up that fight.